Now we will be learning string data type. So let's talk about string data type in Python. So if I give some example of string, let's take a example of string. So I'm giving three example. Let's suppose I want to store this Python word. So what is a string exactly? String is nothing but a collection data type. Obviously we are starting a collection data type or multi-value data type. So we are storing some different values or the characters inside one variable. So it's a data type which can hold multiple characters, and string is just a combination of or collection of multiple characters. Now let's suppose I am writing this Python's code. Now this is also one string. Again I am writing hi, welcome to Brain Lab Techies. Now this is also one string. So this is the first collection data type we are learning today. Now what is a string? Like as a formal definition from these three example, you can conclude that it's a collection data type. Now it's a collection. So it's a collection of what? Collection of characters. Now these characters can be alphabets. Now alphabets means what? Alphabets means it can be upper, means A to Z. It can be lower, lowercase, small a to Z. Even it can be numeric character, numeric in the sense starting from 0 to 9, or it can be any spatial character like comma or colon, anything, special characters. Now if you have a collection of these characters inside a data type, and that collection is enclosed by either single quote or double quote or double quote or triple quote, then it is considered as string data type. This is a string data type. Now how internally Python interpreter looking this string data type, just check the type of it. So type of A, what is the type? See, class string. So str. So this str is what? Str is the inbuilt name. Now string data type can be enclosed within single quote or double quote or triple quote. Now when to use which quote? Generally, if we are writing some collection of characters, let's suppose I am writing a character, some character I am writing, let's suppose it is Python at the rate, it's a special symbol also present 123. Inside this, whenever you are writing inside quote, all the values here, it's a collection data type and all the values will be getting some memory. So this is what, if you go for the type, it's properly a string data type. Generally you will be going with single quote. Now double quote is basically what, if you see this, if you observe this, there is one single quote present inside it as a spatial character. Now somewhere in the sentence we need some single quote also. So for that case, if your data is containing some single quote as a value of the variable, as a value it is there, as a character it is present, so that is where you need to use double quotes. And what about this triple quotes? This is very important. Triple quotes is basically used as to write multi-line string. This multi-line string is also called document string. This is also called what? Document string. Document string or doc string. Now, if you want to write, if you want to store some sentences with multiple paragraphs, for that case, you can use triple quotes. You can enclose that string within triple quotes. Now we will be telling that it's a default, like it's a data type, so it should have a default value. Obviously it will be having a default value. It is also having some default value. Now what is the default value of string? So you know how to find the default value. You know the default name, or the, you know, the inbuilt name, str. Now use this parenthesis. What you are getting, this is what the default value is. So this is what actually called blank string. Blank string, don't think there is one space in between. No, it is properly two single quote present. There is no such space in between. Okay, and this is what the default value is. Default value means what? Internally false. Now check whether it is giving false or not. So check bool of this blank string, it is false. Now you already have taken this a Python. Now check this bool of a, or what will be the result? Obviously it will be true, right? Now next thing is how many characters present in this string data type. Let's suppose I am writing this Python, then space programming. So how many characters present inside this? So for this case, we will be counting manually, starting from 1 2 3 4 5 6. This space also, it's a special character. It is also having some space, like having some memory. Okay, so 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. But why we are counting manually? We have len function, inbuilt function we have. So simply what we can do, len and then the variable or the value. Simply it is for only this len function, only for collection data type. Only for collection data type we can use this len function. Simply what we will be doing here, len of len of, let's suppose, let's take this a equals to Python programming. So Python programming. So this is what my string is. Now let's check the length of it. Len of a, what is the result? 18. So here each and every characters it is counting. Here this space also taking some value. Now how this 18 is coming? Maybe I have done some mistake in manual counting, but len function it is there to understand how many characters or how many values are actually present inside it. So what is the memory allocation? This is very much important because we need to know about the collection data type memory allocation also. Like what is the memory allocation and why we are learning this memory allocation? First of all, because it will be making your logic strong. You will be seeing later whenever you are going to do some operations, or if you want to visualize any programs also, their memory allocation is very very important. That is why we are learning. So if I go with this, len is len of a is what? 18. So basically what, whenever this interpreter will understand this a equals to Python programming, whenever you are going to store this data inside this memory, so what will be happening, the memory will be obviously getting divided into two half, variable space and value space. So value space and variable space. Now the interesting part is variable space. The interesting part is here it is a collection data type, not a single value data type. Now what we have observed before, that single value data type you can store inside a single memory block. But this is what not possible in collection data type, because you can't store multiple values inside a single memory block. It is not possible. So what we can do instead? So Here we will be going with not a single memory block, we will be going with multiple memory blocks. How many memory blocks? It's depend on the number of characters present. Here 18 characters present, so we will be taking 18 memory block, contiguous memory block, 18 memory block. Now in 18 memory block, each and every character will be stored as a single string like P, then Y, T, H, O, N. So this is how within this 18 memory block all these characters will be stored. Now this is what called a memory layer. What is a memory layer? Memory layer is nothing but one collection of memory blocks. How many memory blocks present? Based on the length of that particular collection data type. So this is what called memory layer. So this is what the memory layer. Now each and every characters is having some different addresses. Now which address will be getting stored inside this variable? So for this case, the first address of P like 0x13. Let's suppose this is 0x13, so that address will be getting stored. So whenever you will be asking for A will be pointing to this location, and full Python programming, this data will be coming. Okay, so memory layer always depending on the length of the characters or length of values present inside the collection data type. Here name like number of characters present inside the string, based on that the memory layer, this is how it will be getting stored. So this is what about string. What we have discussed, that string is having some enclosed quote. It can be single quote, double quote, triple quote. Triple quote is most important. Why? Because it is used for a specific reason. For document string, for multi-line string, we can use that. And as a default value, we have this blank string, so it is internally false. Other than that, all the values will be internally true. And length function we have to calculate all the numbers, all the characters present inside a string. Now for each and individual, if I going to access, now if I going to access this entire string, if I going to access this entire string, simply I will be using A, and A is having some specific id of A. Now each and every characters is also having some address, right? Because it is occupying some memory blocks, means it is having some sub addresses. These different characters is having some sub addresses. Now those sub addresses is actually called index. So there is a new concept is coming as indexing.